Hi everyone, my name is Jane McCoy and this is my DSARI or the Home Energy Audit project. So for a little bit of context, I live at the Quad on Delaware, which is an apartment complex on the East Bank side of campus. And for some background, I live with two other people and we each have our own room and bathroom. The average energy usage for a three-person shared apartment in Minneapolis is around 8,000 to 12,000 kWh per year. Our main energy uses are the HVAC heating and cooling system, refrigerator, and the washer and dryer. And there are also some individual energy uses too, which include laptops, chargers, lighting, and lots more. The numbers down in the right-hand corner are my 7 devices that I used or that I took an audit from, and their typical energy in kWh. So for a fan, it's 1.02, for a TV, 0.19, and so on. And then we'll see how they compare to my own energy or average energy towards the end. So the devices I measured were a fan, which is a constant power device, a phone charger, which is variable power device, a hair dryer, constant, laptop, variable, and then the other 4, which are a light bulb, TV, crockpot, and lamp, are all constant power devices. So here's a daily log of the device use that I did on Google Sheets. So as you can see, like my fan and phone charger are the highest energy usages because I typically use them at night. And then I barely use the crock pot or the hair dryer. So as I said, I recorded this using Google Sheets, and I also used Post-it notes where I added up all the hours for each day. And then the only devices that were recorded with my roommate's usage in mind combined were the TV and the lamp. And then the rest were my personal devices I used. So here's my audit table, which includes the devices, watts went on, watts went off, hours per day on, hours per day off. And then I calculated the total and the kWh day per day total, and then the kWh per month total. So here are some of the calculation examples for constant power device. The example is my fan. So I calculated the average daily use, which I added up all the hours and then I divided by 7. So it's watts times hours, which gave me WH per day. And then I converted it to kWh. And then I multiplied it by 30 for the monthly energy. Same goes for the variable power device, but for this example, I used the laptop, and then I calculated the average daily use, and I calculated watts, and then watts times hours, which gave us WH per day, and then I converted to kWh, and then I multiplied by 30 again to get the monthly energy. And then the same goes for the light source, which my example was the lamp. So here's the comparison to the average US data, which is in all kWh per month. So yeah, so my usage compared to the average user in US is pretty smaller, which is very interesting for me, because I would have thought that I was very average or maybe even above average. So for my reflection, how I can improve energy usage, what I noticed was that the hairdryer and crockpot definitely take the most energy. The lowest energy users were the lamp and the light bulb. And then I was surprised that the laptop and fan were used used more energy than I expected overall because they run for longer hours, even though their energy draw was on the moderate side. So for the energy saving opportunities, if I turn off my lamp for 2 hours earlier each night, that would save about 11 WH per day, or 0.3 kWh per month. If I use my phone charger for 3 hours less each day, I'll save 2 kWh per month, which is not a lot, but once you start adding it up, it adds up. And then for the overall summary, my biggest energy users were short duration but high power devices. Long use but lower power devices still added up. And then simple habit changes like unplugging or shorter run times could save more energy per month, reducing costs and emissions. Thanks for watching.